Well, hi my friends, this is Jay, and this is Jay's Knit and Purl Jam. And as I promised, I am back with a finish. I know I'm running close, but I wanted to come back and show you my finish right before Easter. And just show you how much, there's a lot of knitting, but so far I'm enjoying my sweater. Now, that doesn't mean there won't be some changes that need to be made, and as you, the ones who are knitting it with me, you need to let me know what you think. You need to send me pictures, just like I'm showing you mine. I need you to show me yours. And then we can talk about any kind of adjustments or critiques, because I can only, like I said, there's so many of you, but I can only give general sizing. So, but even on my sweater, I feel like, okay, I may make some changes if we do this, or when, not if, because I really like this sweater. My only problem with it, I just wish I was younger and taller. I think I would really rock this sweater because it is really, just so cute. I have the shawl in front. I just put the little fringe there, but you can put a tassel. Have the shawl in front. It does twirl. I went ahead and put my little Easter accent, a happy Easter accent on the front. And yes, it does make a nice little twirl. You just roll it to the inside, and then it just will just spin it at the bottom. Then this side will twirl, or just for fun, if you were going somewhere, you can always roll it at the neck a little bit and then swing it over the shoulder. Put your tassel over the shoulder. You can even add a pin if you like, something to hold it. Let me just check and see how that looks. You can have that. Just pull it down. Be sure to V it down in front like that. See? You can dress it up or you can dress it down. This would look great over some jeans, going to a concert in the park, or like I'm suggesting, Happy Easter. Back in the day, oh, I'm telling you, Easter was wonderful. Of course, you had your early service, and then we always would have something special at church later on that day, either serving people or an Easter program, and all the children would learn their Easter speech, and you'd watch them one by one go up and hum or scratch or whatever, trying to remember their little Easter speech. But all the ladies, especially the older mothers, I didn't wear hats back in the day, but they would always have on their beautiful Easter hats. It reminded everyone of an Easter parade. You know that song, In Your Easter Bonnet? Well, they would always have beautiful Easter hats, and big flowers and everything. Now, it's more about, yes, I know that's what you're thinking about. Jay, what's that on your head? Well, it's a fascinator. That's kind of where it goes today. Ever since the wedding over in the UK, and we started noticing and falling in love with the fascinator hat. I just think they're so cute. So I thought, well, since I have my sweater, I think I might want to have something to kind of go with it, to dress it up even more for this coming Easter. So for my Easter bonnet, I made myself a fascinator. Now, I couldn't find a tutorial, so I went online and just checked Pinterest and other places and just looked at pictures of fascinators. Just look at, just kind of trying to figure out how, what can I do? And lo and behold, everything that I need to make one I had it already in my house. I had headbands, I have plenty of tulle, I have a lot of artificial flowers, I have netting, plenty of glue guns and glue sticks. Well, I had glue all over me. This room was a mess with glue. I had glue everywhere. But it was so much fun. Now we're not going to start making fascinators because they're really kind of hard to make. Unless I can come up with a simple, simple, just make up one out of my head and make it real simple and show you, basic steps. This one kept getting more involved and more involved. I had to finally just stop. So it kind of grew from, I was just going to do something real simple and it just kept growing. I'll give you a good look. What do you think? Then I wanted the netting on the side. I came back and added that at the very end. I thought that was really nice. So not only do I have a finish show and tell of my beautiful, this is a Raglan Lace Sweater. Here's a pretty lace that comes down in front like I said, like a shawl. So a shawl. Look. A sweater by day, a shawl by night. I can just see some, especially my sister, I can just see them sitting. They go to a lot of concerts in the park. Wouldn't this be pretty to be all wrapped? I think it would just make a real pretty in the park. You can dress it up with a fascinator, or you can dress it down over your pair of jeans. What do you think of that? Now, like I said, this is the first one. This was our practice. We took it out of the book. Well, the chart is from Melissa Leapman's book. This is a book that I'm working out of, designing out of. I decided, I just fell in love with the book after holding it back a couple of years. And so now I'm just going to work my way from one chart to another. There's 185 something charts in there, and I'm working my way. I already have several things finished. I just hadn't filmed them yet. But I'm also trying to, like I'm doing on this, instead of making them all shawls, I'm trying to think outside of the box. I'm trying to say, what if I put a shawl on the front of a sweater? So now I have mine, and send me pictures so that I can see yours. If you're going to take pictures now, you got to come up with something. I really want them to look nice. And then also, I want your true opinion, like, okay, do we need to adjust some of the numbers? I don't know, I feel like the weight of the shawl, of the lace in front, you see all this beautiful lace, it's heavy. So it's really pulling the back of my sweater up. But now if I keep trying to knit the back longer, then that means the front will go longer too. So that's something I have to think about if we, or when we do this again. Or maybe it's just the yarn. Maybe I would have tried again in another weight, maybe slightly heavier yarn. Or you could go with this same yarn and go maybe, if you had too much positive ease from the number 9, you could easily use the same numbers, I suggest, and use a number 8. And then that will take away some of the positive ease. Number 9 just gives us fluffier bodies, just a hint more ease. But yet, I don't think it, looks sloppy or oversized. It's just a way to get a little more ease. And hopefully, the size will be just right for you. Like I said, there's so many of you, and I can only give general measurements, trying to help you find a place that you could fit. But it's always a way to adjust, because my numbers are very simple, and my base numbers are always divisible by 4, and you can round up to the next number divisible by 4, or round down. If you need more ease, you can go up 4. If you need less, you can come down 4. So for instance, I'm in the middle, and my neck started with 32 stitches. Well, maybe maybe for this weight of yarn, maybe I should have started at 28. So if everyone went down, then the smaller size would have started at 24. And then if I jumped in at 28, if I feel like that might do better, then the next size up would have been 32. See how it just simply with a simple math formula. But like I said, now if, but when we knit this sweater again, because I really want to try this sweater in a fall version. You know, because summer, we're getting ready to go into summer, and we didn't really have any winter this year. I live in North Metro, north of Atlanta, and it's known as a hot ATL, so I imagine it's going to get hot since we didn't have a winter. But this will be real good in the fall. I could see this in another yarn, maybe just a little hint heavier, just to see what it would do too. Well, like I said, I'm working out of the book. I have other things planned because I am just trying to, trying to design from a what-if perspective, or outside the box, or just thinking, I wonder if I did this or did that, what would happen? Well, what happens is you get a design and you get an idea of how things work. And that's what I'm about. So, I hope you like my show and tell. I'm not just letting you see the pretty, just the lace by itself is really pretty. So I can't wait to see the colors that you knitted yours in. So, I'm going to, well, I really don't have anything else to really chit-chat about. I wanted to just come on and make sure I gave you the finish, and you can always send me questions, like I said, but please send me pictures so that I can do up a nice friendship album, and then we can talk about how we can, change or add or subtract anything from this sweater. So what do you think of that? As I work on more projects from this book and more charts. Oh, I'm just enjoying knitting from charts, and I hope to bring you even more. So, without further ado, I'm going to give you a little FYI information over here at the counter. It's not a tutorial, it's just some information. People ask me a lot, well, Jay, how do you take care of your sweaters? I really don't have to do a lot because I don't really wear them that much out. You know, I don't wear them like over and over like you'd wear your regular clothes. And when I go somewhere special, but we can still answer the question, and I'll tell you. But I'm going to do it over at the counter, like a FYI, so that you'll have it. And, hopefully it will be a help to you. Well, this is Jay, and I want to thank you so much for just all your support, for watching, for giving this sweater an idea. The chart, follow me row by row from the charts. Are you enjoying the charts? If you're not, just keep trying. I'm telling you, it's a faster way of knitting. And yes, now there's some charts that's just like over the top. But anything that I can find that I think that will help build your skill and enhance your knitting, then I'm going to share it with you, and we can work them together. So I want to wish everyone, everywhere, every size, I want to wish you a happy Easter. Thank you so much. And I will see you in just a minute at the counter with some interesting and fun information. And don't forget, if you decide to make a fascinator, be sure to send me a picture of that too. I would love to see it. All right, back in just a minute. All right, my friends, I'm over at my counter. I thought I'd stand up and do this. It's just a little quick FYI, just for, I don't know, just to get it on camera so that I'll have something to reference. All right, now the blue sweater is so large, I just picked this smaller sweater. This is one I have never filmed. Like I said, I got a lot of sweaters, people, that I have never even filmed yet. But this is a really pretty sweater. And now this was made out of Lion Brand Vanna's Choice. I don't care what, it's one of my favorite yarns of choice for a nice sweater. That's just me. You do you. All right, so I'm just here to share with you how, Jay, you know, how do I do this one? How do I get it ready? How do I even get it camera ready? You know, a lot of people take pictures, but they don't really think about how it looks to the person or how it's going to be seen once, you know, once you take the picture. Well, the first thing I like to do is to take my sweater to my ironing board, just like this. Say if I just finished knitting this and I've weaved in the ends and it might be all wrinkled, and I like to turn it to the wrong side. So where possible, I turn it to the wrong side, lay it on my ironing board, and let me turn it. So, because I don't have an ironing board here, my laundry room would be much too dark. I couldn't even I'd have to set up all kind of crazy lights. So we're going to have to pretend here. So now I have it on the wrong side. Now, of course, you can do this with, you know, your wool, I guess, or other stuff. I don't know. But I mainly work in either acrylic or acrylic blend. It may be blended with cotton. It could be blended with alpaca. It could be, you know, but just not straight wool because I live in the hot ATL. Now, I'm going to take my iron, and what I like to do, we're pretending so I got my iron out. Now watch. Just so that I don't, because acrylic, you know, can melt or go real flat. So I simply lay maybe a nice pillowcase, just a pillowcase or something like that. I have my iron good and steaming. Of course, this, you know, this is not on. We're pretending. Shh. Let me give my sound effect. Shh. So I just lightly work over areas that I do not work over are your ribbing. I do not steam any kind of ribbing, or if it is, it's very lightly just to kind of smooth it in shape. My whole thing is once I steam an area, say if I was working on it, steaming this sleeve, just the sleeve, then I will stop while it's still hot and warm to the touch. Then I'd go ahead and do my hand pressing. Then I'd put the pillowcase, I'd move it down, and I'd move to this side. Of course, this will be laying on the ironing board and not on this counter. Just real close. You can go close, but I wouldn't, not this. That's ironing. We're steaming. Shh. Know the difference. You're on the wrong side. That's just to prevent, in case you drop the iron or do something, it's better to have it on the wrong side, people. Shh. And then I hand press. If this was lace, I'd spread it out. Now, the trick to acrylic is give it a minute and let it cool, because it just stays where it just cools. It's just like heating up anything that would be out of like acrylic or some kind of blend. You know, let it cool, then you move it. Then you move, maybe slide it over like this, or go to this side of the sweater. All this on your ironing board. You just lay the pillowcase there. Shh. Not ironing. Shh. Steaming. Shh. Keep your iron full. Shh. And I don't spray. I just lightly shh. And yes, I get real close to the pillowcase, see, because I'm not on the sweater. Shh. Okay, then I stop while it's hot. I work the magic. I just steam it. All right. See, there's some lace, so I would go back and maybe steam that. If I need to, I can do it lightly if I hold it up without the pillowcase, but just be very careful. And if I was pulling out lace, maybe the lace I need to pull out more, so I might need it without the pillowcase, so I can get the steam. Okay? And then, of course, then, you know, when you're all done, you do the back, especially the back. So you turn it like this on the ironing board. You lay the pillowcase down here, and you do the same thing. Shh. Nice and close, but just not extra. I mainly do the body, but like I said, I stay away from any type of ribbing or things like that. Press, whether it's crochet or knitted items. This is how I do it. Now, if you did have some ribbing and maybe the ribbon looked a little ratchet, okay, it's all right. You could just lightly hold the iron just lightly, and then just kind of just softly press it into place, into where you want it. Let it cool just for a second. Sometime I've even been known to take take something and fan it, trying like, okay, come on, I gotta go film. I got to get this on the YouTube. All right, so now that's my simple ironing technique, or steaming. Some people hang them up and steam and use a steamer. I don't have a steamer. I was gonna get one time, and I just thought, nah. You know, if it ain't broke, why fix it? Just because, you know, other people do it. You know, do what you know. Do what works for you. If this doesn't work for you, do what works for you. Now, the part that I want to get to. So I don't know, maybe the sweater. Like I said, I can't imagine getting anything like this dirt. I don't wear it. I probably hadn't worn, well, I was real small when I wore this sweater. You can tell by the size of it compared to the blue one. So, but say if I just wanted to take it out of my closet and freshen it up and wash it. Let me show you how I would launder it. Now, of course you can hand wash. You could try to just soak it and wash, but that just gets, I don't have the strength anymore. You know, I'm older, and this last year has, for some reason, I've lost strength in my right side a little bit. So I just can't do that. So this is what I would do way back in the day, from the very beginning. I use what I call, and you would call, a laundry bag. Here's a laundry bag. But it's just not any laundry bag. Let me check my camera. See if I'm on. See if I got a good picture. Yeah, that's good. Okay. You know, back in the day when I was knitting in my knit groups, you know, every time we'd have a little party or somebody's birthday or a holiday where we had to give gifts, you know, you'd give a gift. But I would always give all my friends one of these laundry bags. And guess what it is? It's just a pillowcase. I would just get old pillowcases. Yes, you can get them from the thrift store. They're not to be slept on. You get them from the thrift store to Goodwill, or you might find some new ones at the Dollar Tree that, you know, every once in a while you run across something, you know, like this at the Dollar Tree, and you grab them up. They're just inexpensive. But I'd take the pillowcase and turn it into a laundry bag. It makes the greatest, I think it's really great. It protects the fabric of your sweater. It protects it from anything else that might be in there with it. Of course, I would never wash my sweaters with anything really bad, you know, heavy or something. Alright, so let me show you what I would do. I'd get the pillowcase. Well, I got it from the Goodwill, whatever. I'd bring them home. I'd get more than one because I had a lot of friends. And so once I started sewing, I'd just assemble them. And then I'd make them for, you know, try to make one for everyone. I got one right here that has never been untied. Then I tied it with some pretty ribbon. So whatever we were doing, exchanging gifts, or maybe it's somebody's birthday, along with the gift I'm giving them, yarn or whatever, a book, I would give them this to wash their knits and crochets. So the first thing I'd do, I have to bring all those, after I gather them up, you know, say from the thrift store, Goodwill. I'd bring them home and I'd wash them. Just throw them all in the washing machine, put a little bleach in there, and wash and dry. Then, the first thing I would do is just lay it out, take some scissors, and just cut off about an inch. You don't even have to have a ruler or anything. You can just eyeball it. It's a laundry bag, people. I just cut off an inch right here at the bottom edge. Just take my scissors and just go across and cut off the bottom edge. Okay, then, now this one already has it, but then I'd go to the top. See, before, I'd go to the top, because here's the top of the pillowcase. Then I'd go in from the bottom, go up to the top so that I can lay this on my machine. I just like doing it this way. You know, you do how, if you can sew it all, you can figure out something. I just take a nice zipper. It doesn't have to be as wide as a pillowcase. It could just be, these are just like recycled zippers or something. But you know, white or something to match. I'll see what that other one is. But I'd take and then put my zipper in. I'd go through the bottom of the bag so that I could maybe lay it better like this. Anyway, I'd put my zipper foot on, put it on my sewing machine. Do I got to demonstrate that too? Okay. I'd sew my zipper in, and then then flip it over, and then come down the other side, have my zipper foot on, and put my zipper in. Then, with the zipper in, I'd go to the bottom of the bag. See, my zipper's in. Now I go down here to where I cut it open. And then I would do a beautiful, I think you call it a French seam, where you roll it and roll it again, and then sew it. I just want you to see how pretty it is, so it won't ravel or get all crazy. So I'd fold it, and then fold it again from the bottom. And usually the pillowcases you get, especially when I got them from the Goodwill or something, they were huge. They were for those big pillows. So I have plenty of room. And then I'd sew it down. See, I just sew across. Just sew across there. And that seam is inside the bag, all done. Nice and clean. There's my little, see, look how nice it is on the inside of the garment bag. So that nothing will catch your sweater, or some of the strings will come off and get all over your sweater and ruin it. See, nice. Then, of course, all I had to do is turn it back inside out. Now, close the zipper. Look, you got a nice zip bag. Your things are not going to fall out. Now, how to put it in there? I just simply open the bag whenever I'm going to wash. And I might save and do, maybe find something else to wash with it. You know, if I was going to do an Afghan, then I'd have a big, let's see how large this one is. See, these hadn't even been this has been tied up 5 years, maybe 6. Whenever I stopped doing our meeting. Oh, here's pretty. See, that's pretty. Then some of them I cut short. Here's a little short pillowcase, just for little small things, maybe for little neck warmers or scarves. And I always would put, if it was a dark knit, I'd have a dark bag. That's just me. It probably didn't. Because I think I got a dark bag in here. Okay, I'm going to move the camera just for a second. Wait. Where did I put that? Okay. Now I'll move you back. Sorry. Let's see if I'm still on. So I don't have to go out of the camera. Here we go, going back. Alright, so here's one. See, here's a dark pillowcase that I had started. See, I cut the ends off. Now, if you just sew it up like this, see, all this could get on your sweater, you know, strings. That's why I go inside the bag. This doesn't have a zipper yet. I'd go inside. I guess I should have demonstrated with this one. I just realized I had it. Turn it inside out. After I put my zipper in, just so, and then this is when I would do that little, so-called, I guess, fold seam or French seam. I'd fold it once, then fold it twice, and then sew across just like I showed you on that piece. So it's nice and clean on the inside. Then I have my zipper, just like this one. So the reason I brought this one out, because say if I had this dark sweater, like this green, it would probably be alright in that white. I think I demonstrated in that. I'll go back to the one I had. Okay, so now I want to wash it. And I have I have a whole bunch of these bags. Because once I got a system how to put the zipper, how to cut it, I just would sit and make pillowcase laundry bags. So I just fold my sweater. Just kind of fold it so it can get in there. Instead of just balling it up, sticking it in there. I just fold it like this. Stick it in the bag. Okay, just one sweater to a bag. Zip it up. And put it in the wash machine. So maybe I would do maybe 2, maybe 3. Maybe put 3 bags, like 1, 2, 3. 4 might be too much, I don't know, but I got a deep washer, but still, at 3. And then I'd put on a delicate cycle. And not much soap at all. This is when you could use your wool wash or some of the other stuff. Sometimes if I didn't have any of that, whatever, instead of putting regular detergent, which is very strong, and I would just put a few drops of hand soap. You know, something that I used in my bathroom, you know, when my friends came over. Not the cheap stuff, the good stuff. When they came over, I'd switch out my cheap stuff and put out the good stuff like I... my, what is it, Bath and Body, my good, you know. So there's a fragrance called White. What is that? What does that smell? Oh, man, I can't think of it. White something. But anyway, I like the smell of it. So I'd put maybe just a few drops of that in there. And I can always check, and if I wanted to add another couple of drops after it start washing to see, you know, but I don't want a lot of suds. You just want, like I said, so a few drops is all you need. And then it washes and washes and washes and washes and washes, and there's very delicate. It's not long. Don't set it. If you can set your delicate, just keep it real short. You know, yes, 6 minutes, 8 minutes. That's, you know, that's probably even too long. Well, if you got 3, maybe 6, 8 minutes. It washes and then it spins and all that. Then once it's all done, oh, you take it out and smell it. Don't open it. Then you take all the bags and put them in the dryer on a real light cycle, whatever. You're not trying to dry it. It doesn't have to dry completely bone dry. But I just don't want damp sweaters laying all over my house, you know. I mean, wet ones. Slightly damp is fine, because then I can air dry them. Then once they come out of the dryer, of course, you take them out of the bag. Zoop! Unzip. Pull your beautiful sweater out. And it looks just like when you put it in. This sweater has been washed, and when you take it out, there's no crazy fuzz. There's no dryer lint on it. There's nothing. It will smell like the little hand soap or whatever you put in there. Whatever you use, you know, you just do what you like to do. And then I try to... Now, some people don't, you know, I don't have drawers enough to fold, to put things up. I have some big old bins. Sometimes I'll just fold them and put them in the bins. But sometimes I do just hang my sweaters. I'll try to find decent hangers. Those, what do you call those little velvet-looking sweaters that won't let them fall off? They look like little brush velvet. Oh, I don't have it over here, but you know what I mean. And so I buy a lot of those just for my stuff, and I hang those up on those hangers, not on plastic or metal, on those look like little velvet hangers or something. And just let them sit out and air dry. If there needs to be a little more air, you know, make sure they're completely dry. Don't put them up unless you know they're completely dry, but I don't want to completely dry them in the machine. Just let them out in there. And they smell good, they look good, you look good. And that's how I do my hand knit or hand crochet projects. So now, if you didn't have a way, then, you know, give my system a try. But if whatever you're doing is working, continue to do that. But try the bags though. Like I say, a pillowcase can go a long way to save you tears from ruining all that pretty hand work after you've done all of that. And like I say, if you want to give some, if you know knitters, find some pretty pillowcases, make them up, put a pretty zipper in there, put your little hang tag, or I would not put the things on this, like you know, your little cute bead work and stuff, because that could hang up on someone's sweater. Don't do that. You know, I wouldn't do that. You can tie a little piece of ribbon here if you want a little piece of pink ribbon hanging off and make sure that it won't come off in the wash. That's okay. But I wouldn't put beads and all that kind of stuff on this. And then, of course, you take it, and if you want to give it to someone, you could just roll it up real pretty. Get a big bow. Get yourself a real pretty big bow. Even a flower if you want it to. Tie yourself a pretty. Oh, I used to just love, and they would be so excited. Well, because it saved them from having to make it. And then they could go home and, like I say, if they did need to wash their things. And voila. What could be prettier than that? A beautiful sweater, a way to take care of it. And don't forget a pop of color. Well, this is Jay again, saying thank you so much. We have reached our blessed Easter season of the year. I'm looking forward to just taking the time to just be with family and just be quiet. Just enjoy the service. Just enjoy everything. If you get out and you can, you'll be to fellowship or whatever. So I'm wishing you not only happy knitting, but happy Easter. And be blessed. Until I see you again, this is Jay. Bye-bye.